is killing those people. Don't stand in the front if you're not killed. Now for shieldmen, it's a different story. Shieldmen on a limited front have a different job. What is your job as a shieldman on a limited front?
Protect the spearmen. Keep them rushing.
You okay getting up? I'm sorry.
Yep,
Grabbing you
I'm
because
good.
I know
I'm
you
good.
know what I'm talking about.
I'm good.
All right. So he's protecting me. I'm arrogant. I'm out in front. I'm killing people. I'm getting tired. He's knocking stuff down. You know what he's doing? He's also spotting.
Yep.
Blue guy, belly.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Loose. Yep. There you go.
See?
Yep.
He's telling me stuff. He's blocking.
Go a little here.
When I've got him there, I'm not even watching these spears over here because he's got my butt. And when I say, hey, I'm out,
Spear
I'm
up,
out,
spear
what do
up,
I
spear
do?
up.
What does he do? Here's what he doesn't do. Okay, I'm out. He doesn't block me. And again, this is what I don't do. Which brings us to, I'm going to skip through battle scenarios.
Am I done?
No, I'm going to use your body some more.
Nope.
All right. Because you know how I am.
Sorry.
All right. Boom, I'm dead. What do I do?
Okay.
Fall down.
What you don't do is dead. Same thing.
Or walking across the front of your spear line.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, here, he's got my spear. He's spearing. Oh, dead. Really? Really?
Happens all the time.
Oh. How do you die? There's another issue you have. Sometimes I need you the heck out of there. This comes back to victory conditions. All right, here we are, right? You die right here. You're dead. I need to take that center. Is your body impeding me?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. I have to say heck, my mom might see this. All right, heck yeah. Get your body out of there as discreetly as possible. Go low and get out as soon as you can. All right. Tenzing 23. We are right here. Conrad Maylander dies right at my feet. I'm not making this up. Conrad Maylander dies right in front of me.
Oh, God.
Our queen, Kenna, is right behind us. At which point I said, we are this close to the cannon. I can feel the cannon. I am so dehydrated, I'm ready to cry. And I say, stay here! Because he's going to get out of my way. No! Your body is my shield. I need you. So yeah, did we take that bridge? I can't even remember what they came up with on that.
We didn't lose the battle, Ken.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And that was my bridge.
At this last
And that was
country,
Pensa 25, by the way.
Oh, you're right.
we
See, this
had,
happens when you get old.
we had a couple of our guys at different points, but our Optio Vici died right as the cannon was firing, right as people were trying to get past him to an objective, and so he got right in their face, died, and trips the first two guys coming at him.
You tried to step over this guy in armor with bad knees like half of us have? That is not an easy thing to do.
Well, if he dies defensively like he should,
Yep.
you've got a ramp.
Which brings us to another point. We don't hurt our friends, but if you die defensively, if he is, I don't know if your camera can see, if he's got his shield completely covering him,
Yep.
at 175 pounds, I'm going to step on him. And in armor, yeah, I'm 175 pounds, that's heavy armor. But I'm going to step on him if I have to, because we're here, and you're here, and I need to get to there. So make sure that your shield's there, and your basket hilt's under it. If you don't know how to die defensively, ask the people to teach you. Don't hesitate because you've got all these dead bodies here. That makes my head explode, and then I start yelling even more. Woods battles. Thank you. need to know about woods battles?
Tree makes a good shield.
Don't schedule them, you won't have to worry about it.
And woods battles are probably the litmus test of the SCA. You love them or you hate them. There's no, whatever, yeah.
I never have more fun.
The first thing that I know about a woods battle from a command standpoint is your numbers are down.
Your numbers are down and you can never rely on
Yeah.
unit integrity.
No.
There's no unit integrity, because you got the people who get killed, and they get tired, and they,
Eat popsicles.
the queen brings out freeze pops in the middle of the battle, and Cope's head explodes, and I have to go down before Her Majesty on my knees and beg her to put the freeze pops away, because
Kill the cannon.
I can't get people out in the field, and then, and that's what it is. And with the woods battle, you die, you get your drink, and you hump your butt back up there. I am so guilty in woods battles of being less aggressive than I should be, because I don't want to die and walk down that blooming field hill. And how is the hill uphill both sides? But it doesn't matter. So, woods battles have a lot of problems, allergies. I once had a king, I'm sorry,
Poison ivy.
poison ivy, the terrain is horrible. Like I said, I once had a king try to marshal his troops and give them an enthusiastic St. Crispin's Day speech while he stood on some kind of beehivey thing.
Oh,
And
God.
he got stung numerous times, it was sad. So,
One
Roback
year
deserved it.
it was so wet, because it had been raining so terribly prior, they decided that the ground was dry enough, but it was still extremely humid, and all the padding in my helmet swelled up. And so I could, so I tried wearing it for a while, and then I just got this terrible headache, I had to stop. It was just so humid, everything.
Much worse than the old was, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no cover, it's too open.
This is a wood battle, am I missing something? Is it not in the woods?
It is in the woods.
Okay.
But the old woods had a couple of spruce lines running through it. The new woods is all hardwood, widely spaced hardwood.
And
I don't know if it
poison ivy covered. and-
you're walking through the woods and you're not thinking about it, and the spruce thing comes off of your pole arm and whacks the guy right in the head.
What does he care? He's wearing a helmet.
Sorry, well, yeah, but those pine
Some of the
needles.
worst-
I'm sorry, I'm a fencer. I don't care.
Some of the worst injuries I've had has been from those spruces and getting needles in eyes and stuff.
Yep.
So what do you think is important about the woods battle? What do you do? How do you win the woods battle?
I
Hold more flags than the other guy for an hour and a half.
keep up morale.
I ran hundreds of scenarios and never figured out how to win every
It's, like I said, it's my least favorite battle to train, it's my least favorite battle to fight. Generally, in the woods battle, somewhere, at Penzig at least, you've got all this woods, this is terrain, because it's like uphill both ways. And somewhere in here are hidden some flags. And you have to find them, and you have to fight for them. And having fought at 20+ Penzigs, I think I've seen a banner twice. I'm not sure they actually exist.
Well, I mean, if you're fighting in the woods, you wouldn't really want that big of a patrol going out.
And that's one of the things. Do you put a lot of people around that banner and make it a bullseye so that the east knows where to come and
Because, I
hit?
mean, when you're fighting in the woods, that's more, if you get a clear shot with an archer, you have a couple of guys around the flags and have a couple of archers behind the tree, you're good to go.
Well, we generally don't
We
have
have,
much
just, yeah.
I've never been in a woods battle with archers. Archers is something that's not in my notes that we can talk
Because, I
about.
mean, well, I
That
mean,
changes the scenario.
from doing paintball and airsoft, I'm from the country in the woods all the time. Generally, you got two guys standing at the flag, just pretty much as decoys. You're gonna, all right, we only got two guys standing there. They're gonna come in, balls blazing, ready to kill them. You just got a couple of archers posted out somewhere and take out most of the guys.
And then
Airsoft's a little
We
different from
have,
combat
I think we
archery.
have one in 20-something years that I've been going. One woods battle that I know of that they actually had archery.
They did? I don't remember any.
And that was Savard's year.
Okay.
There are concerns about arrows going wild, getting knocked off of things, catching a knock in the neck, which can happen.
Didn't make a difference.
But I mean, what would
Not
make a
usually.
difference in a field battle, getting knocked in the neck with an arrow?
Well, but that's why you're not supposed to like try to hit an arrow out of the air and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so that they're always going the right direction, because they're weighted in the front one.
If you wanna talk about the safety and non-safety of arrows, that's a whole different
Yeah,
conversation. And I'll talk to you for a billion years about the fact that it's the only weapon we own that we don't have control of after we throw the shot. But
And archery does change,
victory.
may change, the way you approach your tactics in a battle. Oh, anything else about woods? Stay hydrated,
Just pretty
you
much
die,
it.
get back up there.
Learn to be sneaky. It worked well.
Up out of res, try to get them back up on the banner, try to get them up there on the front, watch where you go. You're used to running backwards and you hit yourself. When your power, throwing yourself into a tree hurts a lot. I've never been hit as hard by him as I have by the tree behind me. And then, yeah, and then you're standing in front of the tree and somebody hits you and you take that spear thrust that's a little hard because they're excited, it's not meant to be nasty, and that spear thrust throws your head into the tree. So I have a rule that I use trees as my friend, but the tree is in front of me and I'm beside it and I know where it is and I'm always paying attention to what's exactly behind me and how much room I have.
Tree.
And
That's
who's
about all I have.
One of our guys actually killed a tree. He shield charged it.
It tripped.
And tripped, but took out the tree.
It was a dying tree and the whole tree just came down.
Backyard trains running into trees for shield wall.
Yes. Yes.
Been there, done that.
I'm not even gonna comment, I'm gonna move on to other battle study scenarios. Broken field, mountain pass battles. Here's my hay bales, here's some hay bales, here's some hay bales, here's some hay bales. You can have various conditions, just like with the bridge battle. You can have last man, they can be resurrection, you can be going for a bale or a flag or a post or whatever. Know your victory conditions. Stagnant, not stagnant, mixed.
Next.
Very mixed. When you go out and you see one of these battles, make sure you know, are you allowed to shoot over the hay bales? Are the hay bales considered walls to the ceiling? To the sky? Sometimes they'll have two levels of hay bales. So this stack, this is me attempting to draw, so you can't shoot over hay bales that are 2 stacks high, but you can shoot over hay bales that are 1 stack high. Make sure that you know when you go out which one you're allowed to do.
Just for terminology, when you say shoot, you're shooting spears.
I'm shooting spears,
Yeah.
but archery as well.
Archery.
If you have archery, are they allowed to shoot over the walls? Am I arrow proof behind this wall? That's a very important question to ask. So when I come to victory conditions, I know I keep harping on it, but know what the rules are for that scenario. Otherwise, you don't always know how to approach it. Can you hide behind that, or do you have to go get Guido and hide behind him? You know, whichever works for you. What are some important things? They will often have, you're not allowed to shoot, throw a thrust or a shot over the corners. This can sometimes get a little fussy. Where is that corner? Especially because I'm a corner person. I don't like to be in the middle of all the folks. I want a little bit of wiggle room. I got some hips. I need room to throw my shots. If you throw your shot, if I'm here, and if I'm here, and I'm spearing this guy, because I'm trying to take out the guys on the edge who aren't paying attention to me. I'm projecting my chi at this dude. I'm watching. He's afraid, and then boom, I'm killing this dude. Because that's the guy who's not paying attention. Well, if he blinds, I should use the term blind. If he makes me aware that I have shot over the bale, in his opinion, then you just try to adjust. Don't get upset. You're gonna hit him again because he ain't paying attention. What else is important about limited?
Unless you wanna get into actual tactics, no.
Tactics are good.
Well, tactics are good. I think we're doing okay on time because I don't have a whole lot more on this. The other,
You wanted to do a field pocket. That's a
Yeah.
good place to do it.
One more battle scenario, town battles.
Yes.
So you've got your hay bales, these are hay bales. Sometimes there's even a hay bale here. So you've got a limited, stagnant front. You have not just one, but picture 4 or 5 of these buildings. And the goal is usually to hold so many of the buildings at some certain time when the cannon goes off. Stagnant or non-stagnant?
It'd be very much stagnant.
This is very stagnant, but I've got this one over here, pretend like it's got walls on it. And then I've got this guy over here. Oh, Escher, I hate you.
Can we send you back to drafting 101, young lady?
I'm an epidemiologist, it's all proximate. There could be a lot of mixed out here. What's most important in this battle?
Holding the building itself.
If that's your objective, yes.
Your objective is to hold the buildings, you've got to figure out, again, how to get more stick on them than they get on you.
There are usually windows in that scenario.
There can be,
Not often, it's usually just walls.
And doors.
and there's often 2 doors,
Yeah.
just to mess with you. So you can't focus everybody here, because somebody's gonna come in here.
The real question you have there is, do you defend it from inside or outside? Yeah. You've got to have one person inside to hold the building, but you defend it from the inside and the outside.
Built the building with people who.
So I've got my one guy here holding the building, but as Sir Randolph said, do I put my spears here? Well, if all I have is 2 spears left, heck yeah, my spears are gonna be inside. But what if I've got 3 good shieldmen? Do I come out here? You're thinking about it.
It depends.
It would, I feel like it would depend on the layout of the city itself.
It very much depends.
And also the layout of the, where is the door? Is the door on the corner, or is it in the middle of a wall somewhere where you can put a pocket on the inside of it?
For how many enemies are near?
What's the threat? Exactly.
Or can you block 2 hut entrances by putting up a wall in front, on the outside?
So if I've got my guys out here, what can they do?
Anything.
They can respond to a need from here or here. If I've got one guy here and bad dudes are coming in, these guys, if this isn't under a threat, these guys can respond if they're outside. If they're inside, you're taking away their ability to respond because you can't get all 3 of them through there at once. On the other hand, it's easier to defend if they're on the inside. So you've got to have somebody paying attention to what's going on around you, which this is as good of a time as any to talk about what do you do during a hold?
Nothing.
No,
That's incorrect.
No.
sorry. They call hold. First thing I do, where are my guys?
Yeah.
What colors around me? Knowing my victory conditions, what is the next thing that needs to be done? All right. It's very useful to learn the heraldry of both your kingdom, households, barons, and your foreign households, barons, etc., baronies, to know where you need to send people and at what calibration you need to send people.
You're not allowed to express what you're learning to anyone.
You are not allowed to talk.
Yeah.
during the hold.
Yeah.
You can express anything you want to.
Okay, all right.
You know, if I'm standing there and I know that I'm here and I can see the Great Northern Armies coming around here
Yeah.
and this is not under a threat, I can let my guy know I'm going right there. I don't say a word. I'm projecting my energy over here. That's where I'm going.
All right.
And my guys know that. And they know as soon as Leon is called, because I'm action ready, as soon as Leon is called, I am yelling, forward, forward, forward! I didn't yell, don't hurt y'all. So that's reading the people around you. Now, if I'm in the middle here and we need to be hanging out, they call Leon, I'm like this. All right, because we're not going anywhere, we're holding this little building. It's the same thing in an open field. They call hold, I'm looking around. I'm going that way. I don't have to tell anybody, I don't have to talk, I don't have to be unchivalrous and break any rules. All I'm doing is indicating the direction I'm gonna go. In the battle, after the hold, you should expect to move unless you're holding. Let me repeat that, unless you're holding something, you should expect to attack. SCA fighting is not like you're dying in the real world. In the SCA, it has been my 20-something years experience that if you are going forward with aggression, you convince your opponent to die. If you're going backwards, you convince your partners to die. You're always better to go forward with power and aggression than to try to huddle up. It's very much a mind game with what we do because we accept defeat. We accept that blow. I want you to accept that blow. You're not going to do it if it's a, I mean, there's good blows, there's crap. There's this line though. And these people are going to judge these middle, depending on where their brain is. And if they're thinking, I'm gonna die, oh, that's good, see? But if they're thinking, I'm gonna kill you, well, they're not gonna take that tappy little, BS shot. All right, let's get Escher out of there. So we're covered dying.